Hello and happy Monday. It is I, Cat Kruger. My pronouns are she, her, and I am playing Be Like a Cat. I don't have a cat hoodie. I have a Tigurumi, but it's too warm to wear it, and I decided I was going to be cozy today and wear my Mimikyu hoodie instead, because it's rainy in Seattle. I'm going to be playing this game over here. I feel like. Oh, hi, Andy. You're on time for once. That's fine. Usually I just do a recap in the start anyway. Hope you had a good weekend. Uh, we finished character creation last week, and I'm still, I don't know, like I've still got this whole like congested thing going on. I'm definitely better, but it just seems like it's lingering, which is annoying. But yeah, thanks for asking. Kind of tried to have a low-key weekend. Um, um, so we're playing Be Like a Cat, which I'm trying to play sort of like Little Kitty, Big City, um, which is a game that I played mostly through, but I still have to like go through and like try to collect all the little hats. I don't know if you're familiar with the video game, but it's super cute. I don't know if you saw me playing it or not. It is a super cute game, kind of short, um, but you get to play a cat, roaming just a city and exploring, and trying to find your way back. I haven't found my way back home yet, but I'm almost done the game. All right, so we created this character. This character is amazing. So I think we started with the name Donut, and then it just exploded from there. Um, the big Little Kitty Big City is such a cute game. Oh, what was it? I saw something um on social media call it this genre of game. I love the name of this. They called it Cute Exploration. It's just a cute game where you're exploring, and that's exactly what it is. I think it's just such a perfect name for that kind of game. Um, so yeah, we've got Princess Key exploration, I know. We've got Princess Donut Le Floof III. The name just kept getting expanded upon, and it is so ridiculous, but I love it. Um, and I'm gonna go back in my journal here, and I'll share it in a second so that we can look at the character sheet here, or as it's called in the game, a cat stat sheet. So we have Princess Donut Le Floof III, who is a domestic cat. Oh, that is funny. Maybe I should change her little accent to a little French cat. I like that. Um, she is a kitten, and we're in the urban cat setting. Um, Partly because the game recommends that your first playthrough goes to the urban cat setting, but also because I was really taking a lot of inspiration from Little Kitty Big City. And we can see here that as a domestic cat, whenever you pick a cat type, you get a bonus and a weakness. So for domestic cats, she makes all of her social checks with humans with courage. And then her weakness is that she makes all balance and jump checks with timidity. Um, and then there are one, two, three, four different types of uh, I guess like skill categories. And when you start your character creation, you can improve two from each section. So I went through and improved a few of them. Some of them I rolled poorly, so I didn't improve, like Pounce was not improved upon. And the really fun thing about character creation and doing this Um, I don't know, like, as a game designer, I really like this a lot and might try to use this in other game design, but, like, it's even running games, actually. Um, I love the aspect of having to write a journal entry to go with the, um, ability improvement, because then you are creating some bit of backstory for your character, before you even start the game, which I think is fantastic. Um, as anybody knows, from when I ran D20 games, I would often send out a questionnaire, to the players so that, before we even started the game, we would have everybody would have some backstory. Um, and I do that with my, um, start playing games and paid games as well when it's a campaign. Simply because I love the idea that, you already have developed, um, some narrative and some flavor for your character before you even start, and it doesn't have to be like anything big. Like, we see here that, she just, um, has played with toys, or, we've established that she came from, um, kind of a large litter of kittens, um, and was taken away as a kitten. Um, she calls her human aide. Um, yeah, and we've already established that there is, a royal gardener, um, who is essentially a cat that, she sees at, the windowsill every once in a while. And in character creation, we did have a moment where, Princess sort of, um, fell out through the window screen onto the patio, and the gardener hissed and swatted at her. So we have a potential NPC here. And as I go back here, I'll go back and show this is her territory so far. It's just her little house, or apartment, actually. The gardener, yes. All right. So with that, recap, we're gonna go check out, chapter 3 in the core rules here to get started in, um, exploration and, expanding the territory. All right, so chapter 3, this contains all the required rules for playing Be Like a Cat. Don't worry if they seem a little daunting. A turn cheat sheet at the end of this chapter will help you with the game flow. Yes, I remember looking at that last turn. I really like that as well. Last episode. Let's just pull that back up here. So yeah, fantastic design work here. I really enjoy some of um, some of what they've done. It's sort of like in a board game when you get a, turn order card. Um, it just helps with the flow of the game here, which is fantastic. All right, so firstly, we will look at the turn-based system that keeps the story flowing, followed by some of the mechanics you will need to generate the world as you explore it, and the rules for skill checks to determine the success of your actions. Okay, so taking turns, the main rules framework in Be Like a Cat, on which you build your cat story, is turn-based. Using turns, a mechanic found in most board games, your adventurer is given structure and is always moving forward. That said, this is a role-playing game, and you will need to bring some of your creativity to the table, especially when interpreting story prompts and embellishing the events that unfold in your journal. As we already know from previous, um, um, solo games that I've played here, you definitely need to, embellish the prompts and work with the prompts to, I guess, make them unique to your character. Um, you should also be prepared to deviate from the turn-based system if you find yourself in the flow of writing your story. but know that it is always there to return to when you need inspiration. I love that. Um, and again, like this book is not very thick, but I just from character creation alone, I feel like there's so much replayability in this. Um, Below is a quick overview of the phases involved in each turn. So um, phase one is move to a different location or stay where you are. Two is check for and resolve any encounters in this location. Three, check for and resolve any yes and events. Ooh, I love that. Um, Occasionally, if applicable, attempt to take control of this location. I imagine Princess just assumes that it all belongs to her at this point, but we'll address that soon enough. There's no specific turn phase at which you should complete your journal. Work with your story in the best way for you. For instance, you may write a little bit in your journal during each phase of a turn, or you may prefer to just write everything up at the end. How much you choose to write is also up to you. Some players bullet point their adventures, whereas others prefer to write long form prose and include sketches. I generally do the sketching after, if I do any sketching at all. Starting your game. Situate your kitten on its starting location square. Now you can begin in taking its turns. All right, so I think we'll just play and go because I don't want to necessarily just read all the rules here. Um, I guess I'm going to just read the rules as I go for the first little bit here. Right, starting your game. Okay, we start on its location square. Now you can begin taking turns made up of the following phases. Okay, phase one is movement. Unless this is your first turn or prompt from your previous turn specifies otherwise, you can move one location in any direction. Okay, what happens on my first turn though? You must always move to a location square connected to the one you are currently in. If you decide not to move, skip to phase three, the yes and. If the location you move to is currently unassigned, i.e. an empty square, roll 2d6 and consult the d66 location table associated with your current setting to see what's there. Mark the location on your territory tracker using a symbol representing what is there. For example, a house or a tree. You should also note what is in that location, either in your journal or on a flashcard. Oh, okay. I think I probably should change my little house marker to something else. Sometimes the location prompt will specify what is found in multiple locations connected to it. For example, 1d6 houses. In this case, roll 1d6 to populate a number of empty location squares um, to the result with houses beginning at your current location. How they are connected is up to you, but you can only place them in any non-diagonally connected square formation. If insufficient empty spaces are available, populate as many as possible and ignore the rest. And then here's an example of valid and invalid. Um, so we see that the diagonal one is invalid, but the rest of these are fine. Um, don't forget to describe your new location in your journal, including any sights, smells, and sounds you pick up on. If you move to a location square that is part of a location you have already generated, you can skip to phase two, encounters. Okay, I need to just find out what happens because it said there's an exception here on your first turn. Or maybe I'm just misreading that. Move to a new location or stay in current location. Unless this is your first turn or a prompt from your previous turn specifies otherwise, you can move one location in any direction. Hmm. Oh, I guess it just means that you're based in your home, I think. So one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go back in my journal. Yeah, I think that's what it means. Draw what was on each square. Yeah, so I'm going to go back and just I'm going to change my little house symbol here. Maybe I'll find a sticker or something in my good notes book here. Let's see if I have any. I think I've got some cat ones here. I wonder if I have a donut one. Let me see if I have a donut one. There's got to be a donut one in my sticker packs here. Sorry, I'm just obsessing about very important things. Cake? No donut? Really? How have I failed in finding the cutest stickers for myself? All right. Oh, wait, there's more here. Cake. All right, I guess I am going to just use this little cat one here. Whoa, ginormous. Okay, and then I will delete or erase this here, and then move my little cat marker here. Here we go. Hello, Jane. Happy Monday. I do not have a donut sticker. It's a travesty. Um, I might have to rectify that after the stream here. All right, so this is my new marker for where Princess Donut lives. Uh, Jane, I hope you had a lovely weekend. um, I just have to say, since you're both in here, I added some absolute chaos to our story. Um, I don't know, I squeezed it in this morning, and after skipping so many turns, but I'm really enjoying our story. uh, I don't know. I love the Feywild, so the fact that there's a fawn in there is amazing. All right, so I get to move, which means I need to get my dice out. Let's get my little sparkly dice. Oh, all right. Gonna roll. Move one location in any direction. All right, well, I think I'm just gonna move to the south, I think. 2d6. That comes up with a 5 and a 4. And then I consult the location table in the urban cat setting. 54. Hmm. All right, so you find an injured cat, make a preem check to heal it, and it will become your ally in this location square, offering an advantage on all skill checks made here. All right, well that's nice. I wonder who this cat is. Hmm, hmm. So, looking at my cat stickers here. Oh, Jane, I'm so sorry. That's awful. Your your whole weekend sounds miserable. I myself am getting better. I It was just like a really bad cold for me. Um, but I still have this like frog in my throat, which is not great. But having had COVID once before, I feel for you, Jane. It's pretty awful. All right, who is this cat? I don't know if we're gonna make it the royal gardener yet, or some other cat. Maybe it will be the gardener, because I imagine that cat actually lives nearby and is just sort of like, you know, going to the apartments every once in a while. Oh gosh, I don't know what the weather is like there, but good time for popsicles, right? Maybe. Mm. All right. How are we gonna name this cat and come up with a little icon here? Um, I think I have some nature ones here. Um, all right, I'm gonna just I do this? Make this bigger. Add a cat with a flower. Okay, so we have our royal gardener. Mark the location on your territory tracker using a symbol representing what is there. Okay, did that. And then unless an event in your previous turn specifies otherwise and you haven't previously done so, generate an encounter. Well, I think this was the encounter. Yeah. If you leave this location without defeating or driving out any incumbent creatures, you should record what creatures are there in case you return. If you are visiting a location that is currently part of your claimed territory, you can travel through it without having to check for encounters and skip phase 3. So does this trigger an encounter in addition to the location with the ally? Hmm. One moment while I check out what encounters. I think your interaction will be the one encounter for that square. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, we need to figure out the name of the gardener. Um, and then what? I don't think Princess is necessarily going to claim this territory right away if she's making an ally here. Um, so yeah. No worries, Andy. I think, like part of the purpose of um, playing these indie solo games is that sort of learning all together at the same time. Um, and I think what I'm gonna do is just move ahead and just say exactly what you're saying here. Is like this is the encounter because it is an interaction with another creature here, and I don't think I'm gonna use phase 4 to claim the territory. Um, so yeah, let's come up with some names here. Yeah, I 100% agree with you, Andy, that because they are actually not a gardener, their name should be very unflowery. Like, I don't know, maybe something mechanical. Um, um, Thunder. Um, yeah, I like that. It's a powerful name. Stormy. That's a very cute name. Um, hmm, maybe um, maybe Princess leaves her her apartment because she um, she hears this royal gardener um, is injured. So I'm going to start with that thought. Hmm. So the last journal entry is actually the encounter with the gardener who swatted at Princess, and I think shortly after she's probably going to hear something. Um, hmm. Um, and I'm still trying to decide whether or not Princess, because she's Le Floof, maybe she has a bit of a French accent. Um, I was imagining that this apartment was in Paris, actually. There's just something about, I don't know, this cat. Um, let's see. Um, why is my pencil not working? The very next day, um, I heard a um, a cry of despair that echoed throughout my kingdom, my realm. It was a sound, was a familiar voice, one of the royal gardener. You got the same thing, yeah. Didn't want to make it kingdom, so I made it realm. um, um, my aide had once again left the window open, and this time I pushed the screen with purpose. To leave my apartment in aid of one of my subjects. Um, on the streets, there was much commotion and loud sounds from humans and their machines However, I was able to locate the gardener in an alley. She hissed at first, as she is wont to do, but I approached nonetheless. Um, uh, you are injured, I stated. I started. You are injured, I observed. Let me assist you. At first, she um, she yelled for me to stay away, but softened in recognition. You're the you're the new face in the window with the flowers on the sill. Yes, I am Princess Donut Le Floof III. And you are? She let out a little laugh and introduced herself as I'm gonna go with Thunder. I'm starting to think that because her name is also Donut, maybe it's like her owner is like uh, um, maybe an American in Paris. So maybe she doesn't actually have a French accent. I come from a long line of exceptional Le Floofs. She let out a little laugh and introduced herself as Thunder. Um, what an unusual name for a gardener. She blinked, shook her head. Okay. I I currently have a dog and there's so many combinations of names, but they're often it's either based on his name Tofu, so he gets called like Tofurkey sometimes. Um, but other times it's just pup, like pepperoni is one of them. Even though he's turning 17 in a few weeks. All right, I think I need to I have to make a preen check. Making skill checks, here we go. Cats live on the edge, often literally. When you need to make that tricky jump between two rooftops or attempt to intimidate an opponent in a fight, you'll need to make a skill check. Sometimes skill checks are called for explicitly in the prompts. Other times, you can make your own judgment call that a course of action isn't guaranteed to succeed. To make a skill check, you roll six-sided dice. The formula for making checks is simple. Roll a number of d6 equal to the score of the skill you are testing. Okay. For example, if you want to ascertain whether you can make a challenging jump and your jump score is 3, you roll 3d6. Each individual die result of that roll yields 4 or 5. Hold on. Each individual die result of that roll that yields 4 or 5 counts as one success. Each 6 counts as 2 successes. Conversely, every one you roll counts as -1 success. The sum of these successes will define the consequences of your actions. So then we have an example here of, let's see, there's a 6, a 2, and a 1. Uh, so the 6 is 2 successes, 2 is 0 successes, and a 1 is -1 success. Therefore, the outcome is a 1. Table below provides a guide for interpreting the outcome score. In this case, an outcome of 1 means you make the jump. So -1 or less is abject failure, 0 is failure, 1 to 2 is success, 3 plus is resounding success. And I believe for our preen here, she's got a lot of dice to roll. Occasionally, a situation will present you with an advantage or a hindrance. These special circumstances are explicitly specified by your background or in prompts, but you can apply them whenever you feel they fit a situation. When something is in your favor, you roll with courage. Conversely, if the odds are stacked against you, make a roll with timidity. Okay. Um, with courage means you can re-roll dice from your first roll that didn't result didn't yield a result of 1. And you can only do this once per skill check. And then with timidity, means any results of 4 do not count towards your success. Okay. So I'm going to go back here, look at my character sheet. Yeah, that's a good call. Preen, we have 4. I thought we did. All right. Oops. All right, so I'm going to roll here. Let's see what we get. Okay, I got 2 4s and 2 5s. So that's 4 successes. That means it's a resounding success. You achieve your goal and receive a confidence boost. Make your next skill check with courage. Okay. So that means we have made a friend in Thunder here. So you find this injured cat, make a preen check to heal it, and it will become your ally in this location square, offering an advantage on all skill checks made here. So I should probably come up with a little symbol for allies. Maybe another sticker. Maybe I can get a little star. A little sunshine here. That might work. You know what? I might put this little cloud here for thunder. Gonna run out of stickers. I'll just write a note here that this is thunder. And a little sunshine to represent that there's an ally here. I am such a fan of good notes because it's just so helpful. Not just in solo games, but just in so much of the work that I do. Let's see. She blinked and shook her head. Hmm. Um, then then let out a pleasant chirp. You're a funny kid. You- Actually, you're funny, little one. I think thunder actually might be the French one. Um, After a few moments of preening my royal gardener, she stood up and thanked me. Um, if you need anything from me around these parts, let me know. And with that, she left. All right. So let's read this long journal entry. The very next day, I heard a cry of despair that echoed throughout my realm. It was a familiar voice, one of the royal gardener. My aide had once again left the window open, and this time I pushed the screen with purpose to leave my apartment in aid of one of my subjects. On the streets, there was much commotion and loud sounds from humans and their machines. However, I was able to locate the gardener in an alley. She hissed at first, as she is wont to do, but I approached nonetheless. "You are injured," I observed. "Let me assist you." At first she yelled for me to stay away, but softened in recognition. "You're the new face in the window with the flowers on the sill." "Yes, I am Princess Donut Le Floof III. And you are?" She let out a little laugh and introduced herself as Thunder. What an unusual name for a gardener. She blinked and shook her head, then let out a pleasant chirp. "You're funny, little one." After a few moments of preening my royal gardener, she stood up and thanked me. "If you need anything from me around these parts, let me know." And with that, she left. All right. Some fun little encounter with her only ally at this point. Hmm. All right. So next we can yes and. The name of this phrase is derived from improv classes. It's the point where you find out if anything else happens in this location. Be aware the prompts in this phase can benefit or hinder you. Okay. Not sure if we really need to do anything. Lucky for her first encounter to be friendly. It's true. It could have gone the other way. But then she would have no royal gardener. I think she would have fired her. um, I feel like Princess might just let the gardener, um, do her own thing, or I don't know. Let's roll a 1d6 just to see what we do here. A 4. On a result of 4 or more, hold on. Roll 1d6. On a result of 4 or more, roll against the yes and prompt table for your setting and follow the instructions given. Okay, got it. Oh, oh, you know what? I accidentally took the wrong prompt, I think. I took a yes and prompt instead of an encounter. All right. Well, I'm going to do this backwards then. Um, I will roll 2d6 and do the encounter. 61. I don't know how this works. Um, because there is a goat. Okay. And then there's some numbers after this. So I'm gonna have to just check out what that means. Okay, using the prompts table, you use the prompts table to generate random events and encounters during each turn you take. Whenever you need to roll against a prompt table, roll 2d6 and compare the results to the appropriate table. Two types of prompt table. The D66 table, so they act as your D6s act as tens and other as units. So I rolled a 61. And then the 2d6 tables, you only need to sum the result. Okay, I don't understand that. When rolling against a 2d6 table, you only need to sum the results. Where's the 2d6 table? Ah, that's the locations. Okay. But I don't understand. There are some numbers after this goat, and I don't know what they mean. Here we go. Creature stats. Okay. Those are creature stats. Okay, so we have the goat has a 4, 4, a 3, and a 5. First number is the attack, second number is the evade, and third number is injury points. Okay, so I guess there's a random goat that appears in this alley. Um, in a city. Um, that does not make any sense. I think I might just maybe I'll reverse the numbers or something. If I reverse the numbers, I get a 1 and a 6, which gives me a domestic cat. So I might do that instead. Um, So I have this encounter with Sunder, and then a domestic cat shows up. Um, Maybe this cat is going to say that claim it's their territory. However, I get advantage on all skill checks made here, and I also get something else from all this. Oh, I think because I succeeded so well, I can make my next skill check with courage. Okay. All right. So, you know what? I'm gonna take a pause here. Pause. Um, that's another good idea there, Andy. A goat was being transported. It could be a petting zoo. I guess it technically could be a butcher too. Um, yeah, I'll think about it. But I'm gonna take a very quick break here, and I will be back in 5 minutes. Just gonna grab some water, bio break. Um, oh no, what is this? All right, let's just delete this. All right, I'll be right back in about 5 minutes. Mm. Hello, I am back. Uh, Thanks so much for being here on this Monday as we make this journey with Princess Donut Le Floof III. Mm. No worries, Jane. I'm definitely feeling like the whole, just getting over this sickness, this illness. Creatively, I felt like so tired all the time. So I definitely understand. I appreciate both of you for all of these great ideas, though. So I love Andy, the whole idea that there's like this uh, yoga studio, goat yoga. It's so good because that's definitely a thing that would happen. So let's go with that. So there's a goat on the loose. And now that I realize that I rolled on the wrong table, we're just gonna, reverse this and have the encounter second. Goat yoga on a farm. I've seen puppy yoga. I've not seen goat yoga. Was it those tiny little goats? Like, um, I imagine they like if they were like tiny little goats, they'd be jumping over the people doing yoga. That's amazing. Um, I have other kid yoga that I have tried doing at home with a literal kid child. Um, so cute. Very 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 funny element to add um, to your yoga practice. All right, so we have a goat that is on the loose, and as Princess parts ways with Thunder. Oh no. See, that doesn't happen with well, maybe if my child was potty training at the time, that might have happened. Um, but other kid yoga does not. That generally does not happen. Um, all right, so we're gonna have this encounter um, with this goat. Um, so Princess, um, I think it's gonna happen like together, like just as Thunder is leaving the area. Um, so um, just as Thunder, the gardener, was parting ways, a strange bleating noise resounded in the alley as a young goat appeared. Its eyes were filled with a panic. Human voices could be heard. Frantically calling out at the unusual sight. Then the goat charged. Oops. Right at me. Okay, so I can make some checks here. That would be great, Andy. I'd love to see goat yoga. I need to make some kind of a check to fight against this creature. Structure of combat. Combat takes place as a series of turns in which each creature involved makes either an attack or defensive maneuver. Here's how one turn in combat plays out. One character initiates an attack maneuver. That's going to be the goat. The target of the attack makes a defensive maneuver. Any injury points are deducted from the target's health. If combat remains unresolved, the attack and evade rolls are reversed and another turn begins. Unless a prompt specifies otherwise, your cat gets the first attack when combat begins. Oh, okay, so the goat can charge, but I think Princess can do something. There are a few maneuvers that Princess can make here. Bite and claw is an attack. Pounce is also an attack. To jump on top of a creature. That has to be for similar size or smaller to pin it down. That's not going to happen with a kitten. Evade is defensive. Can be taken immediately after an attack by the target of the attack to help reduce injuries sustained. Once all attack and defensive maneuvers are resolved, subtract any remaining injury points from the target's health. Well, I don't see how. I think combat ends when either you or your opponent surrenders. If you choose to surrender, move to a new location. You can only make another attempt to take control of this location once you have advanced to your next life cycle. Well, I think this is a different a little bit of a different scenario because I don't think this goat actually lives here. So I think this is going to be a one-off city goat. So in this case, Princess gets to roll with courage because she succeeded so well with thunder. So I think the only thing she can do is like bite and claw because she's not going to be able to pin down this goat. I need to go back and check out. Oh, sorry, I need to share my journal again. So I'm going to go back here and check out what my stats are. So we have did do did I miss something about injury points and how many points a kitten has? Hmm. I'm not sure how many points I have here. It's going to take me a second here to find out. Right. I think I have to find the life stages section. Okay. Health and lives. As your cat explores the world, it will accumulate some bumps and scrapes. Sometimes these will come from scuffles with other creatures, and other times they will be self-inflicted through hubris. Yes. In the latter case, if someone is filming your futile attempt at something, you may end up on social media. Your cat's physical well-being is governed by health and lives. Health. This is the attribute that is most likely to change. You can lose health through combat, falling from a height, and the many other daily challenges you face. You can also gain health through rest and trip to the vet. However, whenever your health drops to 0, you lose one of your 9 lives. Your cat starts the game with 9 lives. Unlike your health, this attribute only ever heads in one direction, down. When you have run out of lives, your cat is no more and the game ends. You lose lives either through sustaining injuries in combat, as a result of failed skill checks, or when a prompt explicitly says so. Cats. Okay, so I have the life cycle stages here. It tells me what the other stages maximum health is, but it does not tell me what a kitten's. Um, you can pass through 3 additional life cycles during the story of its life following kittenhood. I have definitely missed something here. I assume that it is in the book somewhere. Let's go back here to the intro. Right, what you'll need, objectives, life cycle stages. Chapter 2 is kitty creation, so maybe it's in chapter 2. Choose your background. Picked domestic. I don't imagine that it has different health. Doesn't look like it. Developing your skills. I might just have to come up with a number because I don't see that information readily available here. So it said that young adults is a maximum 5, and then it goes mature adult is 7, and then senior drops to 4. So 3 or 4 is probably what it's supposed to be. So odd that it's just not, I don't see it um, obviously anywhere. So, and this is kind of key to doing this. So injury points, I I guess I'm just gonna put a 4 here because I don't know what else to do. Um, all right, so let's go back to combat here. Um, okay, so the goat is charging towards Princess. We are going to bite or claw. Oh, right, I have to go back to my cat stat sheet and see how I'm going to attack here. So we can either, what is prowl? Hmm. Prowl is hide. Um, survival. Hunt, mark, preen. Oh, here we go. Combat. Claw, bite, pounce, evade. We are terrible at all of these things. So, claw is probably what she's going to do. So she can roll uh, one dice here. And she gets a 1, which is a fail. Um, abject failure. You fail your goal and injure yourself. Sustain injuries equal to your negative score. So she gets hit with 1. Okay. Then the goat charged right at me. Um, I, mm, oh wait, she gets to make it with courage though. So hold on. Reroll any dice. All right. So I can't reroll any dice um, that resulted in 1. However, in this location, because of Thunder's assistance, I get advantage, um, which I have to look up. Um, all right, this part of the game is a little finicky. I'm sure after I figure out how to do one of these, it will be less finicky. Um, however, what does advantage mean in this game? Um, making skill checks, maybe? Yeah, so Angie, it tells me everything about health for um all the other life stages except for kitten. I couldn't find that anywhere. So I'm not really sure. Um, let's see. Um, Advantage. When something is in your favor, you roll with courage. So maybe it is advantage is that. In that case, I can't do anything to change that role. Um, okay, so Princess is going to sustain an injury, and then I think she needs to like get out of here. Um, all right. Then the goat charged right at me, um, in a panic. No, in self-defense. I swatted at it with, what do they call it? There's a really cute term for this in here. Something about toe beans. So yeah, Andy, apparently with courage, if you roll a one, you can't re-roll it. So she rolled a one, so there's no it's a critical fail, I think. Attack another creature with your spike-laced toe beans. Here we go. In self-defense, I swatted at it with my spike-laced toe beans, but was knocked aside. Mm. In the next instant, I felt um, I felt myself being picked up by the scruff of my neck as humans gathered around um, with their um, phone devices, recording my abject failure. It was thunder who picked me up and rescued me from a situation most unbecoming of a princess. Um, when she set me down, I heard humans giggling about oh, is that how you interpreted it? It's possible. Let's see. Let's see. Rolling with courage. When a situation dictates that you can roll with courage, you may re-roll any dice from your first roll that did not yield a result of 1. Yeah, I don't know. To me, it says like you can re-roll anything except the 1. um, let's see. When she set me down, I heard humans giggling about the scene. And Thunder told me I suppose you have now become quite celebrated among the humans, Your Highness. But if you are to survive out here, perhaps take on creatures that are more your size. Okay, here we go. Um, just as Thunder the gardener was parting ways, a strange bleating noise resounded in the alley as a young goat appeared. Its eyes were filled with a panic. Human voices could be heard frantically calling out at the unusual sight. Then the goat charged right at me. In self-defense, I swatted at it with my spike-laced toe beans, but it was knocked aside. But I was knocked aside. But I was knocked aside. In the next instant, I felt myself being picked up by the scruff of my neck as humans gathered around with their phone devices recording my abject failure. It was Thunder who picked me up and rescued me from a situation most unbecoming of a princess. When she set me down, I heard humans giggling about the scene, and Thunder told me, "I suppose you have now become quite celebrated among the humans, Your Highness. But if you are to survive out here, perhaps take on creatures that are more your size." All right. So, going all the way back here. Injury points. We have 1 out of 4. Um, Going face to face with a goat was definitely not going to end well for Princess. So, I think I decided that she was just going to get swept away um, by Thunder. Um, and I think, I'm not sure if I have enough time to write another journal entry. I feel like the first few entries in the backstory were much shorter, but these ones are taking a bit longer. Um, I think I think I do understand combat a little bit better now. Um, there's I think if it had been a smaller creature, there would have been a little bit more back and forth. Um, Thankfully, though, that we did have an ally in this location, so that was very helpful. Um, yeah, I imagine that princess going up against a goat was just like as a kitten especially was just um, probably gonna like almost definitely lose one of her lives in her first encounter. Um, Um, and it probably would have happened if she hadn't have made that ally in this area. Um, let's see. Yeah, so hopefully next combat be a little bit um, more straightforward and going back and forth. Um, so I guess that's it for location 1 here. It was pretty eventful. She she made friends with her royal gardener, who has not clarified that she's not actually a royal gardener. I think she's just sort of playing along with it. Um, and then there was a goat incident from the goat yoga that's taking place somewhere in the city, or maybe in the outskirts of the city. Who knows? Um, what else? I'm gonna take a look at the turn order cheat sheet here. I can find it. I should put a little bookmark there. All right. So we move to a new location. Is this location defined? No. Roll a new location. I feel like I actually skipped some things. Oh no, the location definition was the goat encounter, I think. Wait, was it? Oh no, it wasn't. I should have rolled location too. Oh well. All right. Well, I'm gonna roll that right now. I've done everything backwards, I guess. Um, 5. All right. So that should have been a tree, I guess, which does not make any sense in this situation. Um, I might have to just retcon this. Hmm. I'm gonna make this a wall, I think. So we're gonna roll 1d6 for a wall because it'll be an alley. Hmm. There are 2 walls here. Okay. Hmm. Yeah, I agree with that, Andy. All right, I'm gonna go back here. Um, um, so I need to define this wall over here. So I rolled, there's going to be 2 walled areas here, so I think I'm just going to draw, I feel like I'm going to draw like a wall over here. And then a wall over here. So to move into these areas here, I have to use rooftop rules. I wonder how I actually do this though, because um, because hmm, no, I guess I, this could technically be an alley where thunder is. It's because of the wall here. Okay, so going forward, there's this alley sort of outside the apartment, and Princess is going to have to use rooftop travel on either side there in order to move about. And next time I will definitely, if I roll for a tree, it's going to be in one of those, along one of those beautiful avenues. Um, all right, I think that is it for Be Like a Cat today. A little bit rocky um, as I'm going through the rules here. I think I definitely misread how locations are sort of set up. So I think what you're supposed to do is when you get into a location, you roll for the location first. That's a 2d6, and then that gets added together. Then you roll for an encounter, and that is d66. And then if you want to basically push your luck, you roll on the yes and table. which is also D66, and that gets you a whole scene. And then combat is a separate thing. Hopefully, when Princess returns home, she's going to get a visit with the vet to heal her little health points. I'm also going to maybe check through this book to see if I can actually find a number for health points here, because I did not readily see it. So I've just sort of estimated that it would be maybe the same as a young adult cat, but maybe it's supposed to be sorry, a senior cat. Um, but maybe it needs to be a different number. I don't know. We'll find out as I look through the rules a little more closely. Um, anyway, thank you so much for joining again, and I will see you online in Discord. Wednesday, I think I'm probably gonna play unpacking again. Um, I only finished. I did finish the little apartment unpacking, and now she's in another place. I don't know if it's a house or another apartment, but it's got more rooms and it's a few years later, so we'll see what gets unpacked there. All right. Anyway, enjoy the rest of your week and I will see you soon.